how's it going? So, today I want to talk about how we challenge ourselves in this spiritual ascension or this expansion. It's just an expansion. It's like an expansion of awareness that we're experiencing. And there's many forms and many processes and interpretations with this. However, in the last 2 days, what I've had in my experience is people who are definitely undergoing the change or undergoing the shift of the reversal of the thinking. And so what they experience is this process and I've done it as well. So I put amazing intention out there, and I feel really high vibes. I feel really like, yes, I'm the creator. I'm the one. I am love. I can do all of these wonderful things. And then what I'll do almost instantaneously after that is to create a situation where I test myself. I test my commitment. I test my belief in that new understanding, you could say. So I set an intention. I am truly infinitely abundant, okay? I am truly infinitely abundant, which really does mean that I believe I have everything already, that I am incredibly rich, that I am incredibly wealthy. And then I create a situation where there's like a mix-up at the thrifty store, at the car rental place, and the lady is stressed out, and she's like, oh no, you might have to pay more money, or you're going to get a really super luxury car. So I knew in that moment I was testing myself. Am I going to freak out? Am I going to be like, oh no, and I can't, and I need to get insurance, and oh no, I'm scared? Or am I going to be like, boom, of course, someone who's infinite would probably drive one of these cars, one of these super luxury cars, or at least not give a shit if there's a problem where they have to put out more money. Okay, I have to spend more money. That's fine. Why? Because there is infinite funds. I have infinite money. Shortly after that, I create a situation where a good friend of mine is strapped for cash. He is also, to a certain extent, practicing this stuff and being guided. And he had a sort of friend, acquaintance that he felt called to help out and give them a place to stay. And obviously it's over the Christmas season, and some money went missing, and that's okay. But he chose not to blame his roommate. He just said, I don't think I can live with anyone anymore. And he offered to actually help the person move, which was really generous. And I could hear my inner voice saying, you should extend an offer to help him. You have extra cash. You can afford to share. And of course, where is that coming from? If I have infinite abundance, and as a truly compassionate one love being, it's like if I'm presented with a situation where I can be truly of service, physically of service to someone by giving them some cash that they're short on, I do it. I don't feed myself doubt by being like, ew, but you might not have enough money for this thing that's happening 6 months down the line, or you might not have enough money to pay for this, or blah, 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 blah. No, I have infinite abundance. So, of course, if somebody needs my help, I step up and I help them because I can. And that really doesn't matter if I have £1 billion in the bank or just enough to help that person. If I'm practicing infinite abundance, the just enough is the infinite abundance of that moment, and the rest will come. Why? Because it's reflecting me. It's reflecting who I am. It's not reflecting the circumstance. It's not going off of the circumstance. So knowing that we are always, in essence, testing our commitment to ourselves. And it's okay if we, quote unquote, regress. It's okay if we if we buy into the fear again, because we have infinite chances. We have infinite opportunities to try again and then try again. Like just like that. Okay, I'm going to try again, right? I am infinite. Show me my infinity. So then you're going to show yourself an opportunity to help, or you're going to show yourself an opportunity to step into that level of what we might perceive as a risk. But it's not really a risk if you are truly in trust mode, and that you are truly in a state of realization or recognition that you are one with everything. You're one with infinity. So if that's the truth of who you are, then you have infinite capacity for sharing. You have infinite capacity for extending the infinity that you are to another. And our ability to not get attached to the sensations, feelings, emotions that we're going through, and to simply remain in our clarity that I'm clear that I'm choosing this experience, and it will dissolve. It will go. It would dissolve eventually. It would dissolve. We could even practice saying, I am clear that I'm feeling this, and I'm ready to just let it go. Let it go, let it drop, let it fall away from my experience, from my reality, and just choose to feel something different. I'm not saying deny how you feel in any given moment. I'm saying recognize that you are clear that you're making the choice to have the experience of a given emotion. You can even look back. You can even do retrospect. So you can look back at experiences where, like, yeah, I can see how I chose that. I can see how that situation, as painful as it was, actually served to bring me to another reality, or served to bring me to another perspective, which is a different reality ultimately as well. So it's all these things that help bring us back into the creatorship role, bring us back into being one with the divine creator, so that everything that we're offering and everything that we're doing is really an extension of this divine spark, which we all carry, which we are all anyway. None of us, we wouldn't be allowed to be perceiving this experience without the divine spark. And what's incredible is that is totally unconditional, saying, okay, yeah, you can go murder someone and I'm still going to love you and I'm still going to let you be a creative force. But it all depends on how you're judging yourself, how you're feeling about yourself, and then really how you're perceiving the nature of your own reality. And if we're a little bit distorted, if we're constantly being hit by different patterns and emotions and yada yada, it just means that there's quite a lot of multi-layered underlying belief system, transparent beliefs, different conditions that we're still kind of playing around with. That's all. We're just playing around with the idea of this or the idea of that. And then each and every one of us finds our way of coming back into our totality, coming back into ourself, merging with the oneness, and then either bridging into another universal experience or a cosmic experience, or coming back into lower densities. So it really doesn't matter where you choose to insert yourself. It's all a part of the co-creative force, all a part of oneness, all a part of infinite creative capacity. Not one of us is better than the other. That's only a separation projection, or a projection of separation. All of that is an illusion, and it's our own capacity in discerning perhaps where somebody is on their own evolutionary or own expansive journey. And again, it's not about judgment, because, well, there is no judgment. It's just an understanding. Oh, okay, that person is choosing that. I maybe remember that, or oh yeah, or oh no, that there's nothing in me that resonates with that, and that's cool too. It's just literally listening to yourself, and this sounds kind of weird, but like putting the blinkers on. Tunnel vision, just focus on you. Focus on what you want to create. Focus on how you want to feel, and fuck them. Fuck everybody else. But don't really, because that's not really an integrity, because they are one with you. But if you need a break from your other selves, take a break from your other selves. Give yourself a chance to really get connected with who you are, so that you can shine the light of who you truly are onto every other part of yourself, and remain in your integrity. Rather than feeling like we have to retract in fear away from each other, be respectful of where you are. Be respectful of saying, ooh, I need a break from myself. So I need a break from people. That's okay. Take a break. But don't reject other people. Don't make it their problem. Oh, so-and-so is so annoying. I just need a break from them. No, I've created a situation where I feel really annoyed with myself. The other. Feel really annoyed with myself, and so I need a break to let myself relax, let myself get clear about what I'm choosing, rather than attacking the other person. it's good to know there's a certain bridge that takes us into different levels of teaching, you could say. And it's all valid because it's all part of existence. It's all part of experience. But what I'm realizing is that as we transition ourselves, as we continue and commit and commit and commit and recommit to ourselves, to our own glorious expansion, to our own true and powerful fulfillment, like soul mission, the more we as a self continue to commit to that truly divine self-creation, the easier all this stuff gets. I promise. It gets way easier. You get way more good feeling about yourself. You start to really, really fill up with the unconditional, and fill up with this kind of confidence, because there is an understanding in a very embodied way. Like, I don't really listen to my thoughts anymore. I'm always in a place of intuitive connectivity with self. And that intuitive connectivity helps me to relate to my reality in a much more harmonious and expanded way. And whenever that harmonious, unconditional, expanded feeling is compromised, I then have to be like, oh, why am I interpreting it in a way that doesn't feel good to me? Or maybe I need to leave this situation and get clear. Again, there's just like infinite possibilities. So you don't have to take anything I say or anyone says literally or seriously or anything like that. I don't. That's part of, for me, the journey as well, is like not taking myself seriously at all. I'm just me talking about stuff that feels really good to me, that feels expansive, and sharing the experience of moving from a pretty dark, lonely place and into a place where I love life. I get excited. And more recently, this seriously, like this resonance with the commitment, this resonance with myself, this like firm knowing, oh yeah, there I am. Oh yeah, there I am. Like, where I can kind of quite easily always hang out there. And to share that vibe with people, with my other selves, with my family, with the other cosmic beings who are also on this journey, who I align with, who come into my reality for lessons and for further expansion. It's all the same anyway. But I just wanted to share that with you, feeling really inspired, feeling empowered and uplifted and of service, like actually of service, because everyone around me is also on the journey, is also choosing a spiritual path and a truly empowering path to just continue uplifting each other and continue to create from a place of unconditional love, to live, like to feel and live the full expression of the totality of who we are in a physical reality. To see it everywhere around us is amazing, you know? So open our eyes, open our hearts, feel the fullness of who you are when you're imagining about this. And you're crying about that. To feel the fullness and the connectivity and the poignancy and bittersweetness and the passion and the vulnerability, you know, all these things that maybe the ego, or what we think is the ego, or what we think is a part of ourselves, those things that like, I don't want that, I don't want to feel that, I don't want to go there, I don't want to do this, all that stuff that we're pushing away is just, but it's us already, and all we're doing by pushing it away is building up pressure. That's what breakdowns are. It's just a resistance to breaking ourselves down already until like there's like an implosion and our whole life seems to go mental and we end up spending all of our money or doing what other people would be like, what are you doing? This scares the shit out of me. And that's it, is that we observe the stuff that other people are going through, and the reason we're actually witnessing it is because it might be a little bit there within us too. And also, this is the time where more beings have come down almost to like share the wisdom in different shapes and sizes and forms and from different places in the world, is to share the wisdom of their own cosmic travels to help us all out, to help us transition into like a more expanded and awesome reality for more people. And that is something of like, this isn't some vanity trying to get more clients sort of thing or trying to be recognized. This is purely because being born into a world where there's like a huge amount of the population that has virtually nothing and is starving and doesn't have clean water, and we're still at war and killing each other. Like, you're born into that world, and like deep down inherently it's like, this is not cool. Like, this is not, I'm not vibing this. So it's always been with an intent of how to sort out, how to actually solve the problems. How do we move beyond? How do we overcome? How do we dissolve the pain of that experience and the pain of separation? Well, we uproot it. We get our shovel out and we dig it out. We dig it out from ourselves. We dig out those projections from ourselves. We dig out those conflicts within ourselves. We absolve and resolve the battles within us, in ourselves, for ourselves, with one another, because we're all one anyway. And that's why what happens is that as you transition, more people will turn up. And that's another thing I promise you. People will start showing up in your life who truly resonate with you. That's your tribe. That's your soul family, whatever you want to call it. I know in my life, that was part of the early intent after the early awakenings in my late teens. My guidance was go, find them. It was like this feeling, this resonance that I knew all those years ago, that I was going away to find my people, to find the people that I could be myself with, that I could communicate with, because I needed, in my circumstance, I needed the apparition of people who aligned with my insight, to permission me to be who I am. So even to let go of the identification of being a yoga teacher, I needed to be able to do that to express myself. I can look back now and say, well, it was all part of it. It was all an inevitable part of who I am. It was all part of the journey to bring me into a place where I can express truly and honestly and with quite a lot of clarity. Only because, as well, I've only ever wanted to be of service. I've only ever wanted to be able to feel love. I've only ever wanted to be happy. And I know that actually, because we're one, that my happiness is totally one with everyone's happiness. I have a pure and authentic desire for everyone to be happy, for everyone to be free, for everyone to be joyful, because we all have the capacity. We would not be here otherwise. We would not be here if we didn't all have that same capacity. Now, the form will look different. One person's happiness will be driving a Ferrari. One person's happiness will be hugging trees. There's no judgment. But there is a desire for honesty from people. Are you really happy? Is that really making you happy? Is that mindset really working for you? Because if it's not, then I'll permission you to change your mind. I'll permission you to change your perspective, to look at things from a different place. That's all it is. Any of us, the conditions that we're creating are only to do with how we're perceiving things, and indeed ourselves in the things, in amidst the things. So when we start to change our perception, when we meet people that have a slightly more expansive way of looking at things, we then adopt that. We then realize, oh, wait, so you just don't think that? No. Oh, boom, I don't either. what's that? Marianne Williams quote. As I let my own light shine, I unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So as I let you all in on my super expansive, and it's pretty much always been like that, perspective about what this reality is, about what the heck we're doing here. So the more that I share with you, the more I'm then permissioning myself. I'm reflecting it back. I'm affirming it to myself. It's like you teach best what you most need to learn. I'm only teaching this because I'm in it. I'm learning. I'm expanding. I'm growing. I'm manifesting. I'm abundance. I'm love. I'm peace. As I continue to work on the consistency of that commitment, the alignment of that, and the allowing of that, and the rooting of that, everything keeps changing. Everything keeps growing. More and more abundance, more and more joy, more and more peace. So I can only say that it does work exponentially. It does grow. It does build. There's a building of that. And yet, going back to the very topic here of how we challenge ourselves, just know that whenever you're hit with a roadblock or what you think is an obstacle, you put it there. You put it there to test yourself. You put it there to test your faith. You put it there to test your own challenge. You put it there to remind yourself, come on. This isn't like a little yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do this. No, this is like you got to dive in. You got to jump off the cliff. You got to make firm commitment. I am the only one. I'm the only one. No one else. And you'll start to see the difference and feel it and sense it and hear it. Everything will change. Everything changes when we change. I love you. I love ya. I love you all. Have a great day. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope that has been helpful to you in some way. And please get in touch. I'm looking for web designers and people who are really good with online programming and such things. So get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Take care.
All to love. All to love.